Hey, so penalize math and history, and we are gonna understand and solve the quadratic formula. So we are gonna use different trinomials and experiment how we can use the quadratic formula. To start the video, we are gonna look at two other ways we can solve that will help us understand the quadratic trinomials. We can factor, complete the square, which we've already been learning about, and now we are learning about the quadratic formula. But we're gonna solve this one and that one and understand how they both get the same answer. Let's start with factoring. So when we factor x squared minus 6x plus 8, we will get two numbers that will make this equation true.
Morning.
Whatever.
Morning.
Whatever.
Morning.
I said whatever. Wait, didn't I? There's only one explanation. I'm still in bed, and I'm having a nightmare.
These are going to help understand what the two x variables are. Let's start factoring. So we're going to use the diamond problem. We are going to put a at the top and negative 6 at the bottom. So what two numbers can go into 8 be multiplied and the sum of negative 6? Well, what we could do is 2 and 4 multiplied by 8. But negative 2 and negative 4 also multiply into 8, because a negative times a negative is a positive. Not only that, 2 and 4, well, negative 2 and negative 4 will be added into negative 6. So our new equation, or expression, is x minus 2, parentheses, and x minus 4, parentheses. To understand what x is, we are going to have to simplify them by using the zero product. So, we have x minus 2 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. The reason why it's called the zero product, because we literally use the number 0. We have to add this by 2, add this by 4 to get x alone, and we get x is going to equal positive 2, or x is going to equal positive 4. Those are the two numbers that can be inserted in for x to make this equation true, and that is factoring. Let's now see if we can experiment, and we can also get the same answer because we're using the same problem for completing the square. So, when we complete the square, we're going to use a little bit different steps. What we're going to do is we're going to subtract this by 8 and subtract the invisible 0 by 8. So now we have x squared minus 6x blank space equals negative 8 blank space. So we're going to use negative 6 divided by 2 squared, because b divided by 2 squared is going to be the formula. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. We're going to star that, because we're going to use that a bit later, squared. So negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. And on the other side, 9. So we are going to have to get some more pieces of paper, because we need a lot more steps for this one. Okay, so we have some more pieces of paper. Since we have the numbers in for 9, we can now add them. So negative 8 plus 9 is 1. And instead of using the trinomial, we are going to find the factor, the twin binomial. So x minus 3 squared, because that negative 3 is going to be used for the binomial squared. So x minus 3 x minus 3 parentheses squared is going to equal 1. If we want to just get one binomial and get rid of that square, then we have to square root the square. Get it? We have to square root the square. That leaves us with x minus 3 equals 1, because the square root of 1 is 1. What we can do now is simplify. So we have positive and negative 1 instead, because we're going to get 2 answers in for x. We're going to have x equals 3 plus minus 1, because we have to add this side by 3. So here are the two answers for completing a square. X is going to equal positive 4, because 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. And x is going to equal 2, because 3 minus 1 is 2. X is 2 or x is 4. That is for completing a square. And that's the same answer for factoring. But now, let's see what the big one is. The new one, the quadratic formula.